guys, we got Commissioner Yarrick, Old Bale I don't know what this is. Make sure you guys go check out Crack the description down below. And also, man, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel on the road to 10,000 subscribers. Let's go to the stuff. Hello? There it is.
Hi friends, today we're talking about one of the most, if not the most, legendary heroes of the Imperium, the hero of Hive Hades, Old Bale I, the savior of Armageddon, Commissar Sebastian Yarrick.
Who? I don't know him, y'all.
Commissar Yarrick is one of the most iconic Imperial Guard characters, and the first one to ever get a proper model. He is a legend among the Imperials and the Orcs, an inspirational leader, and a total badass all around.
Wait. The Orcs like him? Oh, I don't like him. I'm sorry, y'all. My bad. Is he getting rid of Orcs? Because listen, if he cleaning Orcs up, if he's smashing Orcs, pause. If he's going absolute crazy on Orcs, pause. Then I like him. But if he all buddy, you know, he got all type of LeBron James handshakes with the Orcs, and you know he really getting down on it with the Orcs. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't like him.
It all started on a planet called Teos 3 when a little guy called Sebastian Vardine was born. He was born to a wealthy family, but was orphaned at a young age, and unlike Harry Potter, his family fortune got taken by the government, so he couldn't buy
the IRS. Get down on it. Get down on it. How you gonna do if you really don't wanna dance? By standing on the wall. Yo, you know how sick I would be, bro? Yo, imagine I got millions upon millions. No Dwayne Johnson, but I got millions upon millions. And the IRS come through and say, yeah, bro, all of that is ours, bro. Yeah. All of that is ours. I know those taxes hit like crack in the 80s. Bro, imagine having that much money and then it all just dwindled down the drain. Yo, at least save me like a $20 or something. At least save me something. Dang.
Whimsical little candies and owls. Instead, this little guy was raised by his grandpa Yarrick, who was a disgraced Imperial hero of the Guard. Grandpa Yarrick was a really nice guy who would pay some thugs to beat up ass every week so that he would eventually ask for training and stop being a little weenie boy.
So, hold up. So you gonna pay the opposition to beat me up? So instead of using that instead of using that money for food or, you know, for rent or whatever, you legit went to the ops. You went to the operation and gave these boys money. You cash-apped the opposition just to give me the beats? Are you serious? Yo, no lie, bro. Disowning, bro, right there, bro. You not even my grandpa, uncle, dad, uncle, yo, whoever you are. Yo, bro, you're finished, bro. You're none of that to me no more, bro. What you mean he paid the opposition to beat him up so we could start training? Bro, yo, who do you think you're not Piccolo from Dragon Ball Z? What are you talking about? Why couldn't you just give me the beats? Why couldn't you just put your hands on me? It's free. This man paid some random thugs. He paid Gotham's finest to give me haymakers. Is he serious? Yo, bro, I'm growing up, bro, with the nastiest resentment of all time, bro. Only Jesus Christ himself, my Lord and Savior, can take that anger and that hate from me. Yo, no lie, bro, I'm growing up furious. Bro, I'm growing up heated, bro, like a heater. Bro, I'm growing up clenching my fist gonna be clenched for so long coming up, bro. Yo, I couldn't even raise my hand. I'm over here giving everybody fist bumps while everybody high fiving. That's how much I'm gonna be clenching my fists growing up. Are you serious?
And it worked. So he brutally taught young Baz combat, survival, and tactical skills to prepare him for the horrors of the galaxy.
It worked. Okay.
Which would coincidentally come in handy when the Orcs invaded Teos 3 and killed everybody that Sebastian knew, including his nice old grandpa. But little Baz wouldn't go down so easily, so he made hideouts throughout the Hive and used his skills that he learned from his grandpa to survive the Orc invasion for 3 whole years.
I like him.
Insano home alone Orcs for 3 years.
Dang, gave him the Kevin McAllister treatment. I like that, yo.
By himself while surviving in a wrecked Hive. At least Macaulay Culkin had a giant house and some playboys. But anyways, after those 3 years, the Imperial Retribution fleet finally arrived and discovered little Sebastian. When discovered, Sebastian took on his grandpa's name to honor him, and thus
Okay.
began the legend of Sebastian Yarrick.
That's sweet.
Impressed
Okay.
by his
That's
survival
nice.
skills, the Commissar who found him sent him to the Scala Progenium, which, also luckily for him, the Scala loves orphans more than Disney and Bruce Wayne combined. So, at the Scala, Yarrick would be trained to be an Imperial Stormtrooper, which really makes it no wonder that he'd become the coolest dude ever someday. But anyways, after some time serving as a Tempestus Scion, Yarrick would be placed under the mentorship of Lord Commissar Rasp to train to become a Commissar himself. And he would eventually become a Commissar and lead a relatively unremarkable career, eventually being attached to the Steel Legion Regiment and working with Armageddon PDF as his career came to a close. Notably, though, through his career, he harbored a hatred for the orcs due to his childhood encounter with them, and he would learn as much as he could about their culture and even learn the orcish language. But anyways, on the day of his retirement, the first orc...
Yo, bro. Yo, no lie, bro. I'd rather become Mushmouth from Fat Albert, bro, than learn their language, bro. That's how much I don't like them, bro. Seriously, I don't even care if learning their language was a good thing, so you can, like, you know, infiltrate their messages and stuff like that. I understand that, bro. But I don't want nothing orc, bro. Seriously, I don't want nothing orc. For real, bro. As a matter of fact, bro, you just be lucky that I'm even wearing the green. I'm wearing Vulcan green, not orc green. Yo, that's how much I don't like these guys, y'all.
orcs
For
of
real.
a looming Wah! Arrived on Armageddon. But luckily, instead of tragically dying before he was able to retire, Yarrick would forge his legend with the ensuing Second War of Armageddon.
Yo, dang. Yo, Homer Simpson. Yo, look at Homer Simpson's body. Man, I forgot he was built crazy. I haven't seen Homer Simpson in years. Dang. My goodness. I did not know he was built like that. Y'all better be careful, boy. Them donuts can get to you. For real, bro. This man Homer Simpson built like a PC. Yo, my goodness. Yo, like he just swallowed a basketball.
Upon hearing word of the incoming orc invasion and the actions of ghazghkull Mag-Uruk Thraka, Yarrick would know from his experience with orcs that ghazghkull was smarter than the average orc and could potentially lead an apocalyptic assault on the world. Or, in other words, bring Armageddon to Armageddon. So, he called for an astropathic SOS, but the famously smooth-brained Herman von Straub, overlord of Armageddon, was confident that Armageddon could hold its own against the orc threat, and he banished Yarrick to Hive Hades for not respecting him enough. And this unshockingly proved to be a certified moron moment, as almost all of Armageddon fell to the orcs in record time. Only Hive Hades stood as Yarrick had shaped the guardsmen and the hivers into a formidable defense force and turned the hive into a fortress city in preparation of the orc menace. And this is where Yarrick truly became a legend. At Hive Hades, Yarrick would lead from the front, belting out rousing speeches and performing daring acts of heroism in order to inspire his men to hold the line against the Green Tide. He was such a brilliant and inspiring leader that it's said that no guardsman broke morale during the entire defense of Hive Hades. And despite being a mega old man and being vastly outnumbered and outgunned, Yarrick slew all the orcs who challenged the Hive with bolter and chainsword. Yarrick was such a ferocious fighter that the orcs began to fear the old man and told legends of an unkillable Hume who shined fire from his face and...
Look at these bums. Yo, this man dropped what, a 40 kill streak on orcs. All of a sudden he's a legend. He's a myth. All of a sudden he's an unkillable myth and a legend. Yo, be lucky that I wasn't there, yo. Because if I was there, yo, I'll be y'all worst nightmare, bro. Yo, they would have been writing books about me, bro. Seriously, bro, my fury, bro, I would have dropped at least 3 nukes. No lie, bro. How many kills is a nuke in Call of Duty? What, like 30, 25, 30? Bro, I would have at least dropped 3 nukes, bro. Seriously, bro. I would have went crazy. For real, bro. After what they did to my sweet, glorious King Vulcan, are they dumb? Do they not know, like, come on, man. Like, stop playing with me, bro. Seriously.
Stole strength from death. So, as the rumors and tall tales spread among the orcs, Ghazghkull would send his toughest war boss, Ugelhard, to slay the troublesome Yumi and kill his legend and his hive. The massive war boss killed his way towards Yarrick and faced him in a legendary duel. After trading blows and losing an arm, Yarrick found an opening and decapitated the raging beast.
Was he in Helsreach? Y'all let me know.
In his triumph, he raised the claw of the slain war boss
standing
high
with
in the
it.
sky, emboldening his men and causing the remaining orcs to flee in terror.
All right, hey, that's ore
This was
farming.
an
He ore farming
absolutely
crazy.
insane feat. Not only was Yarrick a regular human, but he was also literally over 100 years old. Being able to defeat one of the strongest war bosses in single
going
combat
crazy.
is incredible when war bosses are the strongest orcs and can pretty easily kill space marines and other big threats.
That's so, bro. Wow. Y'all so down bad, bro. Y'all suck, bro. Yo, orcs, y'all, bro. If you a war boss, bro, and you can kill space marines and stuff like that, bro, how you lose to a human? Yo, how you lose to a human? Down bad, bro. Y'all can never say anything. You guys are defeated. Yo, you lost to a human, bro. Imagine going up to your little orc heaven or whatever it's called, and everybody's like, yo, what's up? Yo, Marcus, what's up? What's up, bro? What's up? And all of a sudden, yo, dang, bro, how you get up here so early? You so young. Oh, y'all know, man. I went out bad in the battlefield, man. My bad. Dang, bro, it is what it is, bro. Like, you know, what took you out? Oh, this one dude, I think his name was like Yarrick or like Commissioner Yarrick or something like that. All of a sudden, bro, everybody that was dapping you up is looking at you crazy, bro. Yo, everybody that dapped him up, everybody that was celebrating, everybody that was jumping around, looking at him crazy. They're like, yo, he's like, yo, what's going on? Like, some on my face? What's like, let me know. Like, I'm trying to. You died to a human, yo? Nah, but yeah, he was over 100 years old. Now all of a sudden, all the respect that you had is out the window, bro. How you a war boss? You went out bad to somebody that's over 100 years old. I could never, bro. Yo, shout out to Unc, but I would have gave him the beats. Respectfully, bro. He's not touching me. He's over 100 years old. Bro, moving like a sloth. Bro, I would have easily... Come on, man. I wouldn't even want to embarrass Unc like that. I would have been like, yo, Unc, come on, man. Just get on one knee, bro. I'll let you run. Because I don't even want to do it to you, big runk. I don't want to do it to you, big lunk. Yo, bro, like, seriously, like, I wouldn't even touch him. Like...
And Yarrick, perhaps more than any other Imperial, understood the orc culture and mindset. He understood the power of belief and legend, both in orcs and the Imperium. So he allowed himself to become the monster that the orcs believed him to be, and the rumors became reality as Yarrick fully embodied the myth. Yarrick had the orc claw fitted in place of his lost arm, still in the strength of a war boss. He got a cybernetic laser eye so he could literally kill with a glance.
You think he's Superman,
he got a
okay.
storm bolter, one of the biggest shooters he could.
Shoot
to
us.
unleash a rain of death upon all who opposed him.
Okay.
Yarrick would defend the hive until Imperial reinforcements finally arrived to beat the orcs back. He even survived a face-to-face fight with Ghazghkull himself. And after the war, he was celebrated as the savior of Armageddon, as his stalwart defense was critical in the Imperial reinforcements arriving to reclaim the planet from the orcs. Yarrick was now one of the greatest heroes of the Imperium, and his feats were told across the Imperium to inspire other Imperials. A living legend, Yarrick denied any promotions or honorary positions in order to prepare for...
He better than me, boy. I would have took every check, every bonus. Bro, anything they throw my way, I would have took it, put it right in the bank account, bro. We would like to award you this 200,000 check. Oh, thanks, bro. Appreciate it. Throwing it right in the bank. I'm not finna be all humble and modest. Oh, like, no, I just do it for the love of the game. Yeah, I do it for the love of the game, too. But, yeah, I want that bonus. So, yeah, thank you, bro. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Thank you. What are we talking about?
Another encounter with Ghazghkull.
Shout out,
and
though.
3 years after the war, Yarrick prepared his forces to hunt down the Prophet. Concluding his hunt, he would face a large orc force on Golgotha, which would eventually lead to his capture. And after a failed slave revolt, Yarrick was adorned in his gear and brought before Ghazghkull. And in an unexpected move, Ghazghkull allowed him to go free to prepare for his second invasion of Armageddon because he respected the legendary Commissar and proclaimed, "Good enemies is hard to come by." And a formidable foe like Yarrick would make the battle more fun.
All right. Alright. How am I gonna do this? Alright, bro. Alright, he. This dude right here. Not the entire This dude right here, he gets a little bit of my respect. That's hard. Cause he could have easily obliterated Big Unk. But he didn't. Respect.
And so, Yarrick was made supreme commander of Armageddon and led his force against Ghazghkull's green tide from his personal Baneblade, the Fortress of Arrogance. And the third war for Armageddon was even bigger and more insano than the second. Yarrick's mere presence would strike fear in the orcs, and his brilliant command would hold
Have them boys running
long enough for Ghazghkull to get bored and leave the planet.
Yo, you know what's so crazy, bro? Yo, I can't even see like the orcs as like tough competition no more, yo. Imagine like imagine Big Unk pulling up to the battlefield, bro, and you see all these unks, bro, running 4-4s, bro. Bro, these guys are running a 4-4 flat. These guys are running like 4-2s, bro. 40-yard dash. Fast, bro. They running like prime Usain Bolt, bro. I cannot take these guys seriously anymore, bro. Honestly.
And after the war, Yarrick would immediately hunt down Ghazghkull with the Steel Legionaries and High Marshal Helbrecht's Crusader fleet. And they were able to eventually find the war boss, but he was able to escape into the warp, preparing for another great war. And that was the last Yarrick was ever heard of. Until the super totally cool and awesome 9th edition Guard update that I totally love. The legend had finally returned, and he got one page saying that he died. They didn't say how or anything. No glorious fights with Ghazghkull, no heroic last stand.
Oh, he probably was just old. He probably was, I mean, he was human, so like, he probably was just old.
Not even a fun little office retirement party. One of the greatest Imperial heroes and most iconic 40k characters just written off in a single page. Yay. I mean, at least he got a page before disappearing, I guess. But they do leave it somewhat vague, so it's a possibility that they have plans for the future. I think Yarrick...
Bro, Games Workshop, ooh, y'all smooth, bro. Y'all are finessers, and I love it. Bro, bro... It's not funny because they're finessers, but I love it, bro. Yo, they gave bro one page and said, yo, he did all like he was in books and everything. He did all these amazing things, and then the 9th edition of whatever came out, and they gave him one page and said, oh, you know, he was amazing. Da da da. He's dead now, though. Bro, they had to squeeze that in, and they left it very vague to the point to where they want you to, unless they come out themselves and say, hey, this is what happened, or because obviously they can make up any scenario, right? But they kind of want you to like dig a little bit. They kind of want you to dig deep and like really find out what happened to see if you missed anything. Bro, they're finessers. It's kind of like a little Easter egg, kind of. Yo, Games Workshop, bro, man, even though your entire community don't like y'all, bro, I gotta respect the finesse. Man, it's like well, not really a cliffhanger, but it's kind of like a cliffhanger. Like if you really think about it,
coming back at some point as a Imperial spirit or something would be kind of hokey, and I think that Ghazghkull hunting down Angron for killing Yarrick, I think that theory is just super dumb. Imperial records are famously misinformed, though, and this wouldn't be the first time a legendary commissar was falsely reported dead, and even though they seemingly have his skeleton, that could also just be a ceremonial double if he was, like, missing or something. And also, like, don't come at me with the, it's realistic for an old man to die, or unceremonious deaths are realistic in war. Warhammer isn't a fucking history book, you know? Realism doesn't matter if it steps on the toes of a satisfying narrative.
True. No. He's right. Because that's what I said at first. I was like, well, he was an old man, so... But he is right, bro. Warhammer is not a real-life history book. It's a... Warhammer's Warhammer. Like, it was made by a company that can do whatever they want to their story, you know? And so at the end of the day, whatever they say, it goes. I mean, that's just what it is. You know, it's not like Warhammer is like a realistic... Like, I can see, like, Warhammer does... And obviously, not even just Warhammer, but like video games and other type of like, you know, sources of entertainment such as like movies, shows, whatever. Obviously they go off of like realism, but at the same time you have to remember that this is a show, this is a video game, this is it's a hobby or whatever, and this was created by people, so they can, even though it may seem realistic, this is Warhammer. And I thank God that Warhammer is not, even though like they include humans and other like human elements and stuff like that, I just thank God that Warhammer wasn't a real thing. Thank the Lord.
Stories are inherently unrealistic, and plots are made to be entertaining tales first and foremost.
True.
Yarrick dying with no explanation doesn't add anything significant to his narrative, and if they really wanted to shelve him like a vague passage about how he's missing, but there's rumors of a warrior fighting across the galaxy with a burning eye or something, I think that would do that, and it would also fit his narrative and themes of legends and symbols, you know. But again, there is certainly a chance that they have further plans, so I wouldn't be too wound up yet, and it is written in a way that allows for you to headcanon a ton of things, which is kind of nice.
Told you.
But also, fake out deaths in fiction are some of the most annoying tropes ever to me, so I really hope it's not just that. And
you know, it really doesn't. When it comes to like a character supposed to be dying or whatever, there's a rule, right? And there's a rule in like, I don't know if it's like this in like comics or whatever, but I'm pretty sure in video games it's a rule that, and in TV shows and movies as well. In TV shows, movies, and video games, they all share one rule. If you do not see the character die, then the character isn't dead. Even though it may look like the character, like that's kind of like the what's a prime example? The John Wick movie. How in like one of the last scenes or whatever, it shows that it just shows John Wick's house, and it shows like a gun going off. Like it shows like a gun flat. Like whenever obviously like you fire a gun, it flashes in like the room, and like the windows light up with like the fire or whatever, and it shows like that like somebody was getting shot, but we don't know because obviously we're looking at his house and we just saw the gun flash. We just saw the gun go off. So everybody is speculating that oh my god, my train of thought is broken right now. Everybody's suspecting that John Wick is dead or whatever. I don't think that he's dead. I don't think. Now a lot of people may say that he is dead, and if it is true, unless the actual creator of John Wick said, yeah, he's dead. Unless he says it, then I'm gonna be honest with you. If we didn't see him die, then. But also though, is that possibility that we don't get to see John Wick? Not we don't get to see it, but is that possibility that maybe the directors don't want to show people how John Wick dies or something like that? Because there are some characters, I can't think of anything in my head, but there are some characters that do die that they don't show, especially like in video games where like it's that loved character that dies not off camera, but like the camera doesn't record them being killed or whatever, but you know that they're dead. So yeah, I don't know if it's situations like that or not, but I just wanted to, just to say that. I know I was yapping for a little bit, but my bad.
Wasn't just a cheap setup for a surprise return. But anyways, back to a live Yarrick. Yarrick, beyond being a total badass, is, in a way, the most idealized version of a commissar. People often forget it, but Commissar's primary duty is to ensure loyalty, morale, and discipline is present among guard regiments, as well as being inspirational warriors.
Loyalty.
Blast guardsmen for the funsies. And Yarrick does this duty perfectly. At his peak, Yarrick is able to inspire his men, raise morale, and guarantee loyalty just by being
Unc was cooking. Unc was cooking. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Why would you defy the Emperor when the most badass dude in the entire world is giving his all to fight for the Emperor's glory? Oftentimes, Yarrick doesn't even need to shoot his own men, as his heroism is far more encouraging than a friendly fire incident. He also fully understands how to weaponize faith, and his impassioned words alone are a force multiplier in and of itself. Plus, he has a goddamn laser eye, crab claw, and Terminator gun. You'd be a moron not to respect his presence.
All right, hold up. All right, cracked up. The glaze is insane. I was accepting it for a little bit, but then you just kept yo, crack duck. Shout out to you, bro. But the glaze is absolutely astronomical. Y'all, imagine me glazing somebody in Warhammer. I could never.
And beyond being the perfect commissar, he's also basically the perfect enemy to the orcs. He understands orc
That's
culture and
true.
the power of their
That's
superstition
true.
very well, and he totally plays into that. He became the boogeyman that the orcs believed he was, and he was all the more threatening for it. Along with his outward badassery, there is an air of silliness to Yarrick. Who else but Yarrick would hear orc tall tales and say, okay, yeah, sure, I could do that, and get a gosh darn laser death eye? I bet if the orc side had Yarrick had an impenetrable Hawaiian shirt of doom, you'd find Yarrick at the local Tommy Bahama preparing to kill some greenskins. Knowingly or not, Yarrick does kind of tap into the orc psychic gestalt, and to what extent is unknown, but it's undeniable that Yarrick is one of the most accomplished and formidable humans in the entire setting. The mere fact that he, as an ordinary guy, is largely considered by the orcs as an equal to the literal prophet of the wall, ghazghkull mag Uruk Thraka, should speak for itself. But yeah, that was Yarrick, one of the greatest, if not the greatest, heroes of the Imperium.
Alright, yo. The glaze, yo, he's glazing. The glaze is getting to me, y'all. Like, bro, imagine glazing a Warhammer, yo. I could rever. Other than, man, shout out to my boy Crack Duck for this video, man. I'm gonna be honest with you, learning about this guy, he did go crazy with the orcs, and he was horrifying. So, shout out to Big Unk right here. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, man, on the road to 10,000 subscribers. And I'm gonna see y'all fixing them out. Peace out, everybody.